Well, hello, my loves. Kim here, and I am back with another video. If this is your first time on my channel, I just would like to say welcome. Hi, my name is Kim. I go by simply Nisey here on YouTube. Thank you so much for finding my channel and clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy, and of course, to all of my OGs that's been here for a minute, thank you all so much for coming back. So we are doing something a little bit different on my channel. Anybody that's followed me for a longer period of time, you would know that I got into the simming community through building. It is what I'm passionate about. I have always been into home and design, architecture, all of the things that has to do with just creating home spaces, creating communities, creating these beautiful architectural structures. Like, it's just something that I'm very much into, and I wanted to give back to my roots in a way that's manageable. I cannot tell you all the amount of unedited footage that I have of several lots that I've never shared with you guys, because just the process of creating these videos can be a little overwhelming. So what I've decided to do is just kind of have like a builder's diary or like designer's edit type style, to where I do a good bit of the building off camera and I share the progress with you guys. So this place is not finished, it's not furnished. I haven't really done the interiors. I've done the rough layouts, but I haven't put any like fixtures or any real furniture in. This is kind of like a first look into this lot, and this lot is just one part of my save file. So I want to do a world save file. I want to share with you guys. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but again, just with editing footage, it's put a lot of pressure and really pushed me away. So I want to get back into the swing of things and commit. I want to say shout out to my good sis Love Sims. She recently put out a save file for Newcrest on her Patreon. Definitely go ahead and check her out because it is so good. But she reinvigorated that spark in me to like commit and to finish and do what I've been longing to do for literal years now, and to share a world save file with you guys. So yeah, we are here on the Dresden house lot in Windenberg. It's 64 by 64 tiles. Windenberg is my absolute favorite neighborhood. It's so diverse. There are so many lots. I adore this world, so I definitely want to start there. It's going to be a tall order, and it might take me a while to get through this save file, but I'm committed to give you all something complete. Lately, I've just been so into lake house communities. I live in the southern region of the United States, and there tends to be a lot more areas for land for people to own and to live on. And where we have recently moved to, there are more bodies of water, more rivers, lakes, and ponds. So I'm definitely inspired by some areas that are nearby me currently. So I am just loving the inspiration, trying to find that balance between living community wise and then also mixing it in with nature and bringing in like the trees and the things like that. So in my head, your Sims would start from the street, and the first thing that they would see would be this little shed. This is very common with a lot of lake house communities, that there's this little bridge or like this shed that you have to actually go through in order to be able to access the community. And I really like that, and it also makes sense because there's a body of water around, so your Sim needs some sort of access point in order to get to the area. But yeah, I want to start with the beginning, and we're going to start with the first house that I created, which is this house directly ahead. But yeah, this is house number one. So the style that I was going for was definitely more of like traditional cul-de-sac Americana type vibes. I think that for my save file, if I were to fill 4 of the houses and leave one empty, this will probably be the one I would leave empty, for the simple fact that I feel like the layout is the simplest and it's the easiest to move in and to start out in the neighborhood. I just love the style. I love how the pillars kind of cover the front area of the house. I love how we have a quote unquote garage. Most of these have a garage. Now obviously we don't have cars, so feel free to convert them into however you want to do it. And what I also love about this is that all of the houses in the area have at least one deck, so you can really enjoy the water. But yeah, this is house number 1. I'm going to do an overview of the layout. So we are on the back side of the house, and I just wanted to show this deck from a different angle. I love the idea of this deck. I think this will be perfect for you to put like your barbecue grills. You might want to throw in a little outdoor table or maybe a rocking chair or some sort of furniture so you can really enjoy your views of this property. But we're done with house number 1. Let's move over to house number 2. All right, you guys, moving on to house number 2. Similar to house number 1, it definitely is giving me traditional vibes, but I love the feeling of this house because it is different from the previous one, because we have the bay windows. I feel like it just adds a little bit more space to each of the rooms, and it adds a little bit of character. For me, when I see bay windows in this style, I definitely automatically associate it with an older home or a house that's rich with character, maybe have like some nice little nooks for you to like read or play or just really just enjoy your views. And I love bay windows because the windows are on angle, so you get different little vignettes of the property. So I think this space is absolutely beautiful. Let's go into the overhead look so we can get a feel for the layout. We have our secondary view of the deck space, and I think this deck is really nice. It's one of the bigger decks here. This house only has one like the previous one, but I feel like it's a lot more expansive, and I like how it wraps around the house a little bit more. Definitely more welcoming for parties or family reunions, or just ease of access for your everyday use. If you wanted to get to the kitchen or dining space more quickly from the outside, you could take the gate over off to the side and get to those areas a little bit quicker. But yeah, we are done showing off house number 2 for now. Let's go over to house number 3. Alrighty, my love, so we are approaching house number 3, and this one, for some reason, it has a little bit more of a special place in my heart. I really love the aesthetic of this house so far. It's giving me woodland and storybook vibes. I don't know, I feel like the sim that lives here has to be an author for children's books, or maybe like an elder sim that like knits different little things and give it to charity. I don't know, for some reason this house just feels so sweet to me. It has the cutest little butterfly window next to the main door, and it's just so whimsical. It's very woodsy. I love the infusion with the panel and the stone, and the little car is adorable. That car is actually an in-game car from the cottage living pack, and the little mailbox has a little knitted koozie on top. It's just super duper cute. But I could talk about this house all day. Let's go ahead and flip over to the layout. So we have view number 1. This is the deck off of the smallest bedroom. And this is the view from the back of the house. So we have the decks kind of stacked on top of each other, the main one and the one off of the primary suite. But I really adore how this house comes out. The tones of the deep blue with the warmth of the stones, and it's just really giving to me. But enough with house number 3. Let's go over to house number 4. Alrighty, my love. So we are coming up on house number 4, and to me, this house gives the most traditional to lake house, or at least lake house that I've seen and experienced. And it also has a little bit of a coastal vibe to it. Now, with this house, I did draw inspiration from a real life house. I really wanted an upside down house. That was my goal. One of these had to be an upside down house. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what that means when you have the living areas on a higher level than your personal sleeping areas. So with this one, bedrooms are going to be on the ground floor, the living space are going to be in the middle, and then on the top level, it's not quite a bedroom, but we're kind of using it as such. Now, although this house is 3 stories, unlike the rest of them, which are only 2, the footprint is a lot smaller. We were just kind of running out of space, and I really love the look of this house, so I did sacrifice some space for aesthetics, but hopefully by adding a 3rd level, that helped to kind of balance out in areas where we had to kind of cut. But yes, I absolutely adore how this house turned out. Let's go ahead and flip over to the floor plan view. So this is the area from the back side of the house, and although we have a much smaller footprint width-wise on this house, I hope that you still feel like this lot is pretty spacious with all of the patio and outdoor living opportunities we have, both on the back side of the house as well as the front side. And I just really adore how this house came out. Like I said, this one just is the closest to a traditional lake house that I have seen, where it's more of like an upside down floor plan, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, let's move on to house number 5. So now we move to our final house on this lot, and this is house number 5. Now this one was pretty tricky. I introduced all the houses in the orders that they were built, so I built this one last, but this was one of the first concepts I had in my head. So I was originally going for very angular triangle lake house, like that was my goal. But because we had such limited space, and because this one is the only one that is completely 45 degrees off of the grid, if that makes sense, so it's diagonal basically. I had some challenges, and what I ended up doing was going from triangle log cabin house on the lake to log cabin modern fusion house. So I really wanted to convey that this house was converted, and it was originally woods and timbers, and we did keep a lot of those woody and timber and stone elements, but we modernized it with the large glazing or the large windows, the large doors. I feel like the style of this house is definitely more maybe minimalist. I do plan to use a good bit of concrete here, but I still wanted to keep those natural elements with the timber logs, with the timber posts and the paneling, keeping the stone. So I tried my best to fuse natural and traditional with modern, and a little bit more of like those harder, tougher elements. So I hope I did a good job. Let's go ahead and flip over to the floor plan view. Alrighty, so this is the back side of the house, and again, like I said, a lot of deck space. This house has a really small footprint, but I think it will still work out in the end. You know, you just have to accept that this is definitely a different house. It's unique, but if we really lean into the style that I was talking about, I think it could be really something special. But yeah, let's go over to our last area, which is going to be the playground. Alrighty, last but not least, this is our playground area. I definitely wanted to make sure that this space was family friendly. You can have something to do for Sims at all life stages, and I even wanted to make sure there was a little bit of a lookout to create a moment where you could really just enjoy the lake uninterrupted, come outside, have a chill, enjoy nature, and just really be at peace. So I really adore how this area came out. So just giving a little bit of an overhead view. As you come in through this gate here, you're met with a little bit of a monkey bar situation. So this one is only usable by kids. We have a slide only usable by toddlers. And then we have swings usable by kids and older. We also have a little bit of a outdoor eating table. Now, I definitely did not want to put barbecue grills over here. I thought about it, and when you have for rent, all of the townies, like, they come over and they constantly barbecue, and it's so annoying because it's just food that's left there and it's spoiling and rotting, and it's just a mess. So any barbecue grills are going to be on people's personal decks, but you can definitely bring your little basket over here of food and just chill. Or if you need to have like a conversation with like a friend in the neighborhood, I think this will be a nice little meetup point. And then again, we have the lookout over here with a bench. I think this place is really romantic, or if you need to have a deep conversation with like a parent or a grandparent or talk about some life things, I think this will be a perfect area for gameplay and storytelling. And then we have a little set of stairs that goes down here towards the lake. So I think that would be a nice little place for you to do some fishing or bird watching of the various little ducks and swans over here. But yeah, I just really adore this space. And I try my best to just keep it simple and clean, but functional and family friendly. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna wrap up here. I hope you all enjoyed this little builder's digest, designer's diary, you know, my little building log, whatever you want to call it. I am so happy to be sharing this with you guys. Definitely leave me a comment down below how you feel about this little work in progress. What do you have in mind for it? Do you have any suggestions, any ideas of what type of Sims would live over here? Leave all of your feedback down below. I read every single comment. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys. Please keep me accountable because I really want to see this save file through, and I will continue to share videos. As long as y'all continue to watch them, I will continue to share them. So thank you so much in advance. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. And if you made it all the way to the end, leave me down in the comments leave me a little tree emoji down in the comments. Doesn't matter the tree, just to let me know that you made it all the way to the end. And as always, you guys, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.